Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Hold on, I forgot to turn on one light up here. So let me turn on the light up here. So this way, then we can go on. I forgot to turn on a light. Silly me. So today we will be working in Tillsammans. I am now on the last page of this book. I am very excited because this has been in my top 10. And just for those of you who are wondering, I've been working on this book all year long to finish it. I had started this book a long time ago, so some of you know that we did a lot of pictures this month in it. So this is the picture. This is the final picture in this book. So I'm really happy. Hello to the two people in the stream. So as you can tell, I have my pumpkin spice latte, and we will be coloring the girls' hair purple. I think this is meant to be a mermaid or an underwater girl, or women, as we like to call them. And this color is called mauve. This is from the Holbeins, if anybody is wondering. We are doing so the other day, Thanksgiving was good. On Wednesday, I didn't stream because I had come back from my dentist appointment, but I was like still a little in. When you work on your mouth, you get a little sore. I have good news, actually. Well, good news and sad news, depending on how you want to take it. Good news is we sold the house. So I am happy, but I'm also a little sad. Over the last few months, I've gotten rid of so many things. So now comes the point where you're like, I feel sad about the house being sold because I've lived here for almost 20 something. Is it 20 years now? 18 years. Well, close to 20 years, but. Yeah, I feel like sad in a way because I've lived here for so long. So I got up this morning, made coffee, got breakfast. Then I went to the post office and dropped off Robin's package. And I gave my nieces a box too of books. So that's always a good thing. I will be doing a proper finished flip through of this book when I'm at the end of that. Oh, it is very nice. It used to be my mother's sweater, but now it's my sweater. I liked it because it was really pretty. And please do not ask me to do a background until the very end of the picture because I don't know if we're going to do a background or not. We're going to make it a C background. But if I was to do that, I would have to do watercolors to do that. I think this paper can take it, but very little. So you have to be careful when you do the water on it if it does do it. But I've mostly used pencils and gel pens on this book, so. Yeah, I recently saw a video where you know that Sarah Richter book Dunkelmont. Somebody did it in markers and watercolors. I was really impressed with the watercolor work and how pretty the watercolors they used came out on. So I was like really impressed with that. So, but also, guys, Hannah Lynn has a Kickstarter book, guys. If you guys want to go there, she just is taking pre on. It does. It really does. You know, it's just like for me, view right now, it's like I'm right now under 500. I think. What did I get with the new Hannah Lynn book? It'll be 494. So I am very fortunate that I was able to do a lot this year. And I tell you, once I'm finished with this book, it'll be 493. I think I've had this book for like about 3 years. The thing I like about this book is that it's single sided. The pages are large. You know, the liner. You know, I think it's really hard to figure out what you want to get rid of, what you want to keep. And from what I'm hearing, the new house is going to be much smaller. On DAC, I tell you, those pictures just blew me away this morning. Honest to God, I would say something like this at Facebook, like, but they don't sell this book, but I've heard that they came out with this book again, but with different pictures, with some pictures being the same, but she also included some new ones. So there are different versions of hers. They're all great, but depends on what they like. Because if they like houses and nature scenes, I would get either the Forest Kingdom, Midnight Masquerade, or the new one, which is Cottage, which I heard the Witch's Cottage is really, really nice. I did happen to see it. I liked the Witch's Cottage, but right now I can't get it because I'm trying to go down, not go up. So I saw that one was really nice. I liked that one a lot. But I think my favorite of all the Hannah books is Tales from the Forest Kingdom. Even though I haven't colored in it a lot, I think that one is my favorite. I think Forest Kingdom is a great book because it has a lot of double pages, but it also has a lot of nature scenes. If someone doesn't like to do portraits, they can also do the nature scenes with that. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. As you can see, I got this little new one. This little one, I found it in when I was going to my drawers. I found this in one of my old pencil cases, and I was like, "What's in this pencil case?" So I started looking through it. I found erasers, I found sharpeners, so I was so happy to find that stuff. Yeah, I think my show was diamond painting, if I was not mistaken. I'll tell you, there were two DACs that I really, really liked, but I'm like, no, I must resist buying them. The Chuck Pinson one and the gingerbread house. I really like those two pictures. Diamond painting is fun, but it's a lot of work. I think, a lot of the things you do with diamond painting are very similar to coloring. Get your supplies out, make sure you kit up, get what you need out. And if anybody's wondering what I'm using, this is a Holbein pencil, so. Someone said to me, oh, I shouldn't use my Holbeins on stream. But I go, you know what, I bought them to use, so I'm going to use them. That's what you do when you have edge work. Yeah, I saw a whole lot of things on streaming over the last 2 days. What did I see that I liked? I saw He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Part 2. I tell you, that was like so action-packed for an animated series, that second part of He-Man. I did watch the first season. I didn't think the first part of the season was nearly as good as the second part. I hate when everything starts falling down or you have something. You didn't like Diamond Art? Yeah. It's not for everybody, not everybody likes to be. Well, I think Diamond Art is something that people have to be very patient with. I'm wondering how I'm going to pack my diamond art stuff, I think it does count for something, some projects, like I know from a fact that I'm not a cross stitcher, even though there are a lot of people that love cross stitching. It's not for me. I don't have the time to learn those techniques and those things. Like, I know there are people who love cross stitching, and I have no problem with them. I think some people do really pretty work with them. See, now I'm a pencil criminal because look how little that point is. But you see, you got this. This is the AFMAT. Luckily for me, I have my little trash can over here today, so. Look how nice and sharp the aftermath does. It does it long. That's when you want your points long. I saw Tiger King season 2, which I just found amazing again. Thought that was good. I watched the latest episode of Young Justice, which I really like Young Justice. I think it gets overlooked a lot as far as fans get concerned. I think this season has been really, really good of Young Justice. I think a lot of people dismiss it. So I had to take a sip of my coffee. Um, I think season 2 focuses more on the aftermath of season 1 in a way, so it's a really good. And you get them in Tim Stark, who I've never heard of before. He's just here's what's going to probably take the longest. Probably late January. I would say late January. That's when we're moving. So we're gonna move in with my brother until we get a new house. So my mother's gonna go look at houses out there this next month. So hopefully we can get one. Don't worry, we have gel pens. And I have more gel pens in here if need be. A note there. And I do not have the Black Widow Dragon pencils. Do not ask me about them. I saw them, but unfortunately, I'm not buying anything right now. Then I gotta figure out how to move my comic books. I gotta figure out how to move my diamond paintings and the diamond painting stuff. So the joy of that. I had like 3 people ask me who I buy diamond paintings, why I haven't bought a painting for pen from them. And I'm like, I'm gonna be in the middle. I'm in the middle of doing things right now, and I'm also in the middle of possibly moving. And they're like, oh, okay, okay. So I saw one episode of the new season of Hanna on Amazon, season 3. Now that was good. I saw one episode of Wheel of Time, but people said that the next 2 episodes are horrible of it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great, but people they butchered the book adaptation, so people are not happy with their version of it. I know on December 17th, the new season of The Witcher is coming back, so that should be good. So, oh yes, I did watch Hawkeye. I did enjoy that. I was happy that they gave us the first 2 seasons. I have not watched the new second part of Gossip Girl yet. I may watch that once all the episodes drop for part 2 and just binge it. Yeah, I watch a lot of shows on the streaming service. So what did everybody eat for Thanksgiving? Like I had some turkey, yams, and cranberry sauce. I made pudding. That was good. It's very easy to make. My mother enjoyed the pudding. We're just doing the hair right now, so the hair's what always takes the longest time whenever I color. And I also finally found this one. I had been looking for this one for the longest time. The sharpener, which this one is called the Bullet. This is an M&R Bullet. I've been looking for this, so I was like, this is how a swordfish sharpens. I mean, I've seen so many adorable things drop this year as far as books go. So finally done with the hair. I like the whole lines because they have a nice variety of colors in them. Like as far as the amount of colors and shades they have, Like I think all their shades are good. Like they have a nice set of browns. They have a nice set. And this color is fresh green. Love this color. This color just really. No, usually you guys see me do markers and not pencils. It's not that I don't love pencils. It's just that when I do markers, it's so much faster than pencils. But pencils give a nice effect too. We might not finish this picture today. We might end up having to do a second part. That'd be okay. Hello, Danielle. How are you? We sold the house, so we have to be out of here late January. We are also doing the last page today in this book, so I'm really happy about that. So I sent out Robin's books today. I sent out my niece's books today, so that was good. Although I got a lecture from my mother about, oh, when you send the girl stuff, which is my niece's, you need to tell me when you do this because I might have stuff. How am I supposed to know that? You know, really, like, come on. Let's get real. Sometimes she's just like, I'm like, oh God almighty. Like, I'm supposed to know this. Like, I'm supposed to read her mind. You know? So I was telling my mother that, like, I don't know what she's doing, and then she doesn't know what I'm doing. So it just is like, we're trying to play. Let's read each other's minds. That never works very well. So Thanksgiving was very good. We did a lot of different things, me and my mother, when we were cooking the meal together. Yeah, I have. What do I have in this green one? Pablo's. The blue one is Polly's. Lumi's. Lyra's. Colors. Christmas. And the one that I'm holding right now is the thing. Yeah. So everything is there. Hello, Sigrid. How are you? I saw you before and I meant to say hello to you, and I'm sorry if I didn't say hello. That was rude of me not to do that. This is peacock green. My Holbeins are in this, so that's what I put my Holbeins in. I feel sad in a way that I'm going to be leaving New York, but it's going to be a chance for a new chapter, my mother says, and that's always exciting. I guess it is, but there are other things I don't really like, I don't get along. I shouldn't say I don't get along with my brother. It's like any other sibling relationship. But he demeans me, he dismisses me when he doesn't like what I have to say. Or, my mother goes, no, stop talking about that. Stop doing this. Like I can't talk about the things I want, and I'm not interested in the things that they talk about. But then I have to put up with all their shit. I feel demeaned. I feel unintelligent around my family. I just feel like my family doesn't respect me sometimes on my father. I just feel like my father and my brother don't respect me. I feel like they demean me because I'm a woman. Like, when my mother's around, my mother lets them do what they want to do to me. My mother lets them then push me. This is the way I genuinely feel, and this is why I should be more excited. But when I feel like my mother goes, you've regressed again. No, I haven't regressed. I'm just mad. And I need a way to let that outlet out. And sometimes I don't put that outlet right. I feel demeaned. I feel insulted. I feel like my feelings get hurt. I can't talk about the things I want to talk about. This is the way I feel. I try to stand up to them, and then it's like, no, you're stupid. Shut the fuck up. That's the fucking feeling I get. It's sometimes better not to do anything, and this is why I don't. This is why I don't fucking do shit with my family. This is why I don't fucking like my family. That is a real fucking feeling for me. My brother's like this. My father's like this. But some people say, oh, you just exaggerate. No, I'm not exaggerating. Cool. And then people wonder why I have an antisocial personality. I feel like here's the only place where I can truly it's like it doesn't understand. I don't understand. You know what it is? They come from an old school mentality. Danielle, you have to understand. They come from a Latino culture. My brother and my father. This is the way they're raised. This is why I have liked being in New York, away from them, being able to be who I want to be without them around. But now that I'm going to be living in California, I feel like I'm always going to be maybe not as, but I'm going to have to find a way to have a relationship with my brother. But one where he doesn't fucking yell at me, insult me all the time, you know? And I don't think that's going to change unless I get married and I get a husband, and then it will change, I believe, the relationship. But I shouldn't have to have a husband to change the relationship that I have with my brother. I feel at times that we have good relationships when it's the times that I have a good relationship with my brother, or when he's getting what he wants out of the relationship, and I'm like, oh yeah, 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 or I agree with him. I can't ever have a different opinion than my brother on something. That's not social discord. And if he gets mad, he goes psycho. When my brother goes mad, he gets psycho. This is not what I need. Remember, we got a lot. He has. There are the factors in that, Danielle. It's not that he's insecure. He has a lot of. My brother has had a lot of bad things happen to him in his life. And I don't want to say anything bad about the dead, but my grandmother on my father's side, um, she was a very domineering personality in a way. I grew up with her too. And when you grow up with, no, it's you have to understand that my grandmother on my father's side was a very domineering woman, um, almost to the point. How to describe this? My grandmother was a very domineering personality, and so when we were very young, she had a way of um, putting many insecurities in her grandchildren, and me included. And I didn't know a lot about my grandmother's backstory, and a lot of that came from my own grandmother's own issues, and she passed them on to her grandchildren in a lot of ways. So um, there are things that have been passed on to us because of the way she was raised. My grandmother was my babysitter for many years, and his babysitter, and our cousin's babysitter. So you cannot tell me that it's not all. So there are a lot of things that have happened to him. So just keep that in mind. Cherry Blossom. there are things in my life that, that I can't really talk about on camera. Doesn't, but some people have this attitude where, well, they think the world is out to get them and they can't. My grandmother's, my grandmother always had this philosophy, and she taught it to us. She goes, you can't trust anybody outside your home. You can only trust your family. Everybody will backstab you. Everybody's out to get you. You can't trust people. This was the way my grandmother thought. I didn't understand where that thought process came until many years later. Then, when I learned about what had happened to her in her life when I was much older, I understood it. But I didn't understand it as a child. Danielle, um, there are things that my grandmother had many horrible things happen to her. And they were very traumatic for her. I really shouldn't be talking about this because my father would feel very hurt by that. These things being said on camera. And all I would say about my grandmother was that she had a horrible, my grandmother had a horrible I should say rough upbringing. I don't believe the world is out to get you, but some people genuinely, truly believe this. Carmine. No, I did not see the message. Hold on. Let me see the message. Where did you send me the message, Sigrid? Did you send it to Facebook or did you send it to Instagram? I always like to see what people send me. Did not see the message, but no, the world is not out to get people. People think that. Genuinely have it installed in them. Oh, okay. Now I see it. It's just sometimes, the chat moves really fast. So sometimes you don't always see the messages, Sigrid, because the chat can move fast. So don't think it's that I'm ignoring you. Sometimes chat's really fast in the chat. So, but there are things. Mhm. Oh, and then this is the other thing my brother's accusing me of hoarding comics. I don't have the comic books that he thinks I have. Then he says, I know I bought these books. I know I bought these cards. I know I bought this. I'm like, if I had them, I would give them to you. Why do you think I'm not freaking having them? And then, a few years ago, now my brother will not deny he did this, but I think he did this and doesn't have a memory of doing this, which makes me angry too. But he accused me of stealing them for $1 million. Listen, if I had the books that he says that I have, I would gladly give them to him. These are comic books. He claims that there were a lot of valuable ones, but I have not been able to find these books. He thinks that I'm lying about having them. Listen, I'm not lying about not having them. I just haven't found them. And then a few years ago, my brother liked to go through the comic books. He doesn't remember doing this, but I remember seeing him go through that closet a few years ago when he came to visit. But he doesn't remember doing this, so I think he took the books that he's now looking for because now they're valuable, and he wants to sell them. So that's the other thing I'm a little angry about. My brother accusing me of stealing the books and doing this and doing that. You get a little pissed off at him for saying these things to you. Salmon pink. There's going to be a lot of pinks in this. I feel like when I come on here, sometimes it's like my therapy, that I can just voice out whatever I feel. Voice it out. Because I feel like sometimes I can't talk to anybody in my family about my issues. I feel like I can talk to you guys more about my issues rather than my own family, which is sad because you guys are outside and you guys are more objective about situations than, let's say, someone who's closer to the situation. It's like, I feel like, sometimes I feel like my mother takes my brother's side more than mine. What is this? Carnation? Hold on, I need this to be sharper. Tigal. It's like, I just feel like going to California might be a mistake. Let's give it a year. If you don't like it, then you can move back. I'm like, she's taking me away from a job that I've had for a long time. I've worked for this guy. I've worked for Robert almost for, I think, what, 15 years? I've worked for him. This was really hard for me because I'm going to have to get a new job when I go out there. We're going to have to buy new furniture, and me and my mother are going to have a conversation about the desk. And we're disagreeing about what kind of desk we should get. It's like, I feel like I get judged unfairly, and they still see me as that little kid. Mm. Yes, I have to go. I can't afford to stay in New York. It's too expensive to live here. Even if I was able to get roommates, it's still too expensive to rent. And even if I was able to move into a place, it wouldn't be as comfortable as this. It'd be like a tiny space. I'm thinking maybe if I go out to California, I might have a better place. I want to live in San Diego, to tell you the truth, but I don't think that's happening for many years. That's many years off the plan. That's my eventual plan. I think I want to eventually move to San Diego. I think I have two more moves in me in my life. This move and then the next move. I don't think we're going to do a background. I think it might be too hard to do a background. I think people think, everything is sunset and roses with me. It's not always sunset and roses. People say that, oh, my mother says I'm not nice to my brother. Well, I'm not nice to my brother because he's not nice to me. I don't want to go. I really don't want to go, but I have to look at it as an opportunity, as a new start. This will be the last page in this book, and this is a top 10 to finish for 2021. So this would be the third book that I would finish for this project. But I wanted to be happy and uplifting today, and I don't feel happy and uplifting. Thank you, Danielle. It's been the things that's just so easy to leave that you love. It's not as easy as it seems to be. Like Horizon Blue. Now this sharpener, I forget what it's called. It's called a moped. And it has one little one and one big one. We still got all these little balls to do. Now we get to do face. All right. So pink. Peach. This should not have been in there. And blush. Ivory. Shell pink. There are like 4 sets that I really like for skin color. The Prismas, the Black Widows, this, and the Pablos. Really are the best pencils if you're doing skin tones, in my opinion. Just because the Holbeins have a great selection of more pastel colors. The Prismas have more of a range of colors, so you can mix and match the colors as far as skin tones go. Flesh. These because they have more pastel colors, and pastel colors are better for skin tones, believe it or not. The Pablos because they have some tones in there that are just great for skins. Like if you want darker colors, they are better for that. The Black Widows are great for a lot of things. And peach. The peach is I may have to bring out my Lyra blender to blend this. This is not blending as smoothly as I would like it to blend. Remember, we still got all the little bubbles and we still got this part of the skin. This does not blend smoothly today. That's a problem. Don't worry. We will take a blender pencil from the other set. There's some pencils in other sets that have a great we are coloring from Tillsammans. It means spaces by Hanna Karlzon. This is the last page in the book, Sigrid. I've had this book for almost 3 years now, so it's one on my top 10. Now, Lyra has these 2 blender pencils, so I usually don't use them, but I think today I have to use them. It's a Hanna Lynn book. So this is the Splendor pencil from Lyra. It's a kind of like a blender. For a long time, I didn't know what this was for. Color with this. Make it sharp. This is not working very well. This doesn't work well, which means we have to do the other one. This isn't working well. That means then I have to do something else. Some pencils don't work well. They don't work well. I know what we can use though. Oh, let's see what they just sent me. Look what Diamond Art Club just sent me. 20 new releases. That's pretty. Like that one, The Cabin. I like the Sea Garden Cottage. The Alice in Wonderland. They just added more. Like, how many Hanna Lynn's can they add? Cauldron of More. 208 Faces of Fairy. I know a lot of people like this one from Jasmine Beckett. Garfield Christmas. Fairy Lights. Ooh, I like that one by Abraham Hunter, the Christmas Magic. Comfortably Numb, Apple Express. I like that one. Just showing you guys what Diamond Art Club has just released. Diamond Art Club has a lot of stuff. When the pencils don't work, you go for a classic. You know what might work better than that even? I know what might work even better from that. We're going to take it right now from the pop. I think this will work better with this. Now, a lot of people. Oh, no. Oh, no, Keely. That's like, what are these strange people doing? And then you realize it's the shirt you have hanging. Granite Rose. This is a Pablo. Tell you the truth, I never liked my skin tone in these books. Granite rose is the color. What color should we make these things? It's funny because on the camera it looks better than it does in person. Oh no. That means when you start seeing that stuff come out, that means I have too much in there. This is the Prismalite Peach. I'm probably not going to be able to fix it much more than this, but that's okay. Okay. Only as much as I need to be able to fix it. So we could do the neon. I love these little, this pink one. Pink is this anyway. Luminous. What is that? Luminous something. Thank you. This is going to be awesome when it's finished because then I'll have one less book. You know, I don't feel sad about not keeping the books that I finished because it'll give me an opportunity to work in other books. And when you finish a book, it's sad. You feel happy, but you also feel sad because you're not going to be able to work in that book anymore. But in one way, I feel happy because that will give me a chance to work in other books that I may or may not have neglected. This one is a little bit more of a complicated picture. I probably could have done this picture with marker, but I just didn't feel like taking a chance with it. Bordeaux red. I like to try and find amethyst. I'm not even going hard on this color. If I was just to go fully hard, it come out looking more like this color. So I'm going lighter with this color. So now we can do the gel pens. Now comes the fun part. I think I ran out of the colors in this set that I like to use. This is a pretty good color. Glitter shamrock. Thank you, Sacred. Look how pretty this color is coming on this paper. I'll tell you, the color of gel pens are really, really. I will tell you right now what I would rank the gel pens the way they are. The color would be number 1 for me. The Pentel Sparkle Pops, number 2, and another Pentels. Number 3 would be the Sakura Jelly Rolls. Just because I can get those easily. Background, yay or no? I'm thinking it doesn't need a background, to tell you the truth. This is the final page in the book, so this will get a proper rip through at the end of the month, probably. Just all these little. Trying to see if I missed anything. I always feel like I miss 1 or 2 things in a picture when I'm coloring live. You know, when I'm not coloring live, it's different because you catch them so much easier. Okay, so see on camera this looks much smoother. So I like it a lot. So we have now finished this book. So if you guys want to see the cover, this is the cover. I got it a few years ago. And I believe I got this on, where did I get this originally? I got this originally at Printworks. Now, Printworks changed the way they did it. They used to be a company that used to sell the Swedish books. So this was a Swedish book when I got it. So I think it's like 5 new pictures and 15 favorites. So I think it's 20 pictures in total. So this was done with polys and Prismas. And I think Pablo's, yeah, if I remember correctly. If anybody wants to see the finished stuff, so now we can go through that. I did this book with a lot of different pencils. I never used any markers in this book either. This was all pencils, some pastels. This, I forget what I used. This was probably colored pencils. This was whole 9 pencil and color it gel pens. We did this via live stream on April 17, 21. As you can see, I wrote it down there. There'll be a proper flip through this one. This one was most definitely done with Prismas because Prismas always leave that residue. Color sauce. Prismas and Pablo's. Here I was trying to do a fall picture, I think, many years ago, and I was trying to do the leaves. I was trying to play around with how to do fall leaves. That's why the orange looks different on the pictures, because I was trying to learn how to do that orange with different yellows and oranges and some reds to try and learn how to do it. So that was an experiment. It was a beginning experiment. This one I don't remember what I used. Definitely gel pen. Must have been in red and pinks and purples. This one I finished last month. I was really happy with this one, but this one took me so long to do. This one I've done several times in her book. So I've done her as a brunette. I had done her as a redhead. So this time I decided to do her as a blonde. This one we did live. We did a lot of the pictures live this month in this book. So this one we didn't do. This one we did live. You guys helped me with this one. I really enjoyed doing this one. This one I wanted to have the bird be a different color than blue. So I did the bird blonde. I made the bird yellow. Thought that would be interesting. And I was trying to do a snow queen. Didn't exactly turn out the way I wanted to do it until I spent a lot of time doing the crown with gel pen. And I did use a Sakura jelly roll for the inside of this. Gold was this pen. So keep that in mind. This one I did last night. I finished doing this last night. And then finally we did this one. So we now have completed a book. So I am very happy we have now finished a book, and that makes me extremely happy. So I have finished 19 coloring books this year. 19. I'm really happy about that. So I almost did a Clara book today. So I was like, no, I got to finish this. I got to try and finish this one so I can have an extra video for you guys later on in maybe next month. So 19 books. That's a very impressive amount of books. I'm really happy with it. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming and listening to me rant earlier. So I hope you all have enjoyed this and stay safe and happy coloring. I may be going to a play tomorrow, so I might not be around tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you on Sunday or maybe or Thursday, because my schedule is kind of weird these days because, I'm working this day, I'm working that day, and, I'm switching things around because of medical stuff. So keep that in mind. So I never know when I'm going to be live again. So everybody have a good evening. Bye, everybody, and happy coloring.